Hey, this is Tim Sykes. I am here in Las Vegas for about another hour. Last night just witnessed this amazing UFC 194 fight. It was my first fight that I've ever attended. I'm not a big fan of violence or blood, but for me, it's all about the energy. And we were just a few rows back, incredible seats. My friends and I really just had a great time. And I just posted this on my Facebook page just because it's not about the 13-second fight. You know, the fight was awesome. It was quick, so a lot of people were like, "Oh, you got ripped off for your money." For us, it's about the energy and the energy before, during, and especially after. So I'll link this Facebook post. Watch the videos that I also linked. Other people took them. My camera basically died during the fight. There was just too much going on. But it was just an incredible experience, and I hope you guys all get to go to some sporting event like this. But I do wish that, this kind of positive energy and this raw emotion from the fans were, transferred to working and getting yourself that successful. It's cool to, chant for other people and be proud of them. But, what if you transferred that and you used all of that emotion and all of that effort and all of that excitement to yourself? And that is what I really want to try and teach you guys to do. Because I know some crazy sports fans, and it's just like, okay, you're fanatical about sports. Be fanatical about your own life and your own potential. Imagine that. And they really, don't think that way, and they should. So we're having another holiday sale just for the next few weeks on all the DVDs, 50, 60, 70% off. All these annual newsletters, 30, 40, 50% off. Invest in yourself. Stop just living vicariously through, Conor McGregor. He's a great champion. It's fantastic, but you can be a champion. You can easily be the next Conor McGregor with whatever you want to do in life. But financial freedom is a big step in helping you get there. So hopefully we can help you realize that with our lessons and our newsletters and watch lists and stuff like that. Got to give props. I'm going to highlight 7 students before I get into the lessons. This is Sophian, and he is my newest student. She just passed $100,000 in profits pretty much all in a year. And he's winning, roughly three quarters, actually a little less than three quarters of the time. He just made $7,000 on Friday, I believe. Where was it? Yeah, right here. He was shorting IPOW. You can follow him on Twitter, PennyStock92. And he was actually talking about IPOW, that it was a pump, it was going to crash before it did, and he made 7 grand. So props to Sofian, who's taking his potential and running with it. Also props to Emmanuel, made 600 bucks in 22 minutes and posted all the executions. Michael, I like this comment. He said, I have to say, anytime that I catch myself in doubt, I look for your inspiration to stay hard on my grind. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you, Michael. But, I'm just training wheels. Hopefully, you guys can get inspired by my life and inspired by my successful students, but it's all about you, okay? Never catch yourself in doubt. You think Conor McGregor catches himself in doubt? You think he has like these midnight cold sweats and he wakes up and he's like, am I really the greatest? No. I mean, look how confident he is. Maybe it's an act, sure. But he has, time and again said how great he's going to be. Think that way and make it happen and train that way. Here's Chandler. I like this attitude. He said, "Woo, Friday, time for a nice weekend off. No days off, study, study, study." And he's on my How to Make Millions DVD 11. And he has this cool little post-it note right here that says risk to reward 3 to 1. And that's good. I want him to cross this out and say 4 or 5 to 1 though. That's better risk reward. Excuse me. It was a rough night in Vegas for me, but I wanted to get this 7 lesson Sunday. I don't even know what it's called out. This is Brandon. He said, third green day in a row for me. Had to adjust my strategy, adapt to the market. And Brandon only has a small account, but he's making a few $100, and he's adapting to the market. And that is 100% true. Here's Ellie. He's been doing fantastic. Another $800 gain. Shorted MNGA into big resistance area. This is a classic Tim Grittani type trade. Here's Keith, made $500 on Heart Learning Patience, thanks to Timothy Sykes. Take profits, cut losses quickly. That's awesome. Exactly, Keith. I couldn't have said it any better. Here is Darren. First trade, first come up, INVT in at 144, out at 207, profit of 116 bucks. And that's pretty sweet, to do that. That's how you become a millionaire. I know a lot of people on Wall Street, a lot of your friends and family probably rip on penny stocks. They rip on me. They rip on these small gains, being like, "Oh, you just studied all weekend and you only made 100 bucks." Like, you have to have education first. When you have a small account, it's okay to make $100. This kind of a trade can be done again and again. Okay, this is a very small position here. Let's do the math. Let's try and figure this out. 2.027 minus 1.446. So he made 58 cents a share, and he made 116 bucks. You're about to see how bad at math I am. I'm trying to figure out how many shares he had. So if he had 1,000 shares, he'd be up like 580 bucks. But he didn't. He had like roughly 1/5 of that. So 1,000 shares divided by 5 is 200 shares. So let's see. Yeah. Did I get that right? Yeah. So he had 200 shares, Darren did, on his first trade. So he invested like 300 bucks and he made $100 in an hour or less than an hour. This is the exact reason that penny stocks and these kinds of teachings and strategies are so great. When you can grow a $300 or $300 account into $400 by looking for this. And I did not give a buy alert. A lot of people think, "Oh, Tim, your students just follow your buys and that's why, you're so profitable because your students make the stock go." I didn't even touch INVT. A lot of students did it all on their own. It's the exact same strategy and pattern. And when I trade with just $12,000 next year, a lot of people who say, "Oh, Tim, you're trading profits. You just use your subscribers for profits." What is their excuse going to be? It's not going to work next year because I'm trading with such a small account. And this year I was trading with a small account. What you guys, or what some people don't understand, is that my education business is on track to do nearly $20 million. And I say that proudly because I want you to understand where my focus is. My focus is on education. My focus is on, and that's this year, my focus is on creating millionaire students. That makes my business grow. That makes me happier. And that is where, my profits come from. My trading profits this year are just like 200,000, right? So roughly, what is that? 1% of my profits come from trading. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not a trader, you're just a marketer." Well, I'm a marketer of education. You're damn right. I'm a marketer of teaching. And I do market that stuff, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud that my emphasis is on the education, and I have more millionaire students than anybody else. And Darren is on the right track. I know it might take him a little while, but he's on the right track. So I want you to understand where my priorities are. I love it when students take their own trades, when students do better than me. I do not use students for profits, okay? I trade in order to teach, and that'll become much clearer next year when I start with just $12,000. And tell me if you're excited about that. Leave a comment below if you are excited for me to start with just 12,000. We'll see if it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, but we'll see. And here's Ed, made 600 bucks, a 37% gain on live thanks to Timothy Sykes and his strategy. Another awesome thing, Ed. Making 600 bucks, making 500, step by step. That's how you grow it. All right, I didn't even have that much to drink last night. I'm such a wuss in my old age. I had one drink. I spilled my drink. My buddy got me one of those, those big, what's it called? Those big daiquiris. And I was so excited with part of the UFC. I spilled it all over these two girls they were sitting next to us, and they were Miss Bikini Pageant. I don't know, something. They were absolute morons. But I spilled my drink on them and this guy who was hitting on them. And this guy who was hitting on them, was I guess a former UFC champ. I'm looking up his name. Hold on. I got to pronounce it. Maybe you know him. Minotauro Nagora or something. I guess he's a former UFC champ. Nicest guy ever. And I spilled my giant daiquiri all over his blue suede suit. So My bad, no Minotauro. But let's get to 7 lesson Sunday. Enough dilly-dallying. Um, Number one, profit from all opportunities that you see. Stock market profits, teaching profits, and affiliate profits. Um, a lot of you guys think that you have to get rich in one specific category, and that's just stupid. I know that there's a lot of trading purists. They were angry when I first got started teaching. Promoters didn't want me to tell people how, the game worked. Short sellers didn't want me to tell people where the shorts were because then it would be a crowded market. They were all wrong. The promoters are basically morons, so I never listen to what they say. But they're worse than pageant girls. But the short sellers were totally wrong. When I started teaching, more and more brokers started seeing, hey, wait a minute, there's more interest in these penny stocks, and so it actually became easier to short. There were more short shares available. I know a lot of short sellers aren't going to thank me anytime soon, but I was right in my thinking that, more demand would increase the overall size of the market because brokers are whores. They just want commissions. So they'll find a way to find shares to short. So it's good to get it all out there in the open. And, as I said, nearly $20 million we're going to do this year. We did nearly 15 million last year. So fantastic. I love, my iPhone is charging. Let me get this out of here. I love being able to teach. And, the more money that my education business does, that just means that I'm teaching more students. And I don't think that you could ever say anything negative about education, except if you're, really just ignorant. And that's sad. But the cool thing is, take advantage of it, okay? We have a Profitly affiliate program where if you go to profit.ly/affiliate, you can sign up and you can just basically link my newsletter or Superman's newsletter or Connor's or Tim Grattani's DVD, and you get a commission. You get basically a percentage. And if you go to Profitly/affiliate, it has all the details, but you get a percentage of whatever sales you make. So if someone signed up to my newsletter and they're paying, $100 a month, guess what? You get like $30 a month just because you referred that person. So use all of this. And we have now, I think, over 100 affiliates who are earning a few $1,000s a month. And that's awesome. Take profits anywhere you can get them. You see that I'm real, probably a little too real in this video, but whatever. If you find a product that you like or that you love and you think that other people will like or love it too, promote it and take a percentage. Number two, I get a lot of hate over this too. I really like the hate. I bring it up because it's funny to see other people trying to be negative. I'm a very positive person. You won't find me being negative because I see so much opportunity on the internet and in education. So always look for new opportunities. Wolf Millionaire is my newest project because the press has called me the Wolf of Instagram. And it's really only come about because I discovered that Instagram is the best social network that nobody is really taking advantage of. When I see an inefficiency in the market, when I see a profit opportunity with very low risk and high reward, just like that guy's little, note tag on his wall said, risk to reward 3-to-1. If you look at the risk to reward of Instagram, it's like 1,000,000 to none. Instagram is free, okay? It's free to become a Profitly affiliate. So sign up to Instagram, become a Profitly affiliate, try and, get people to recognize good products on Profitly. And if you make sales, it's profit. Who would ignore a trade with 1,000,000 to none risk to reward? And yet so many people do ignore this, and that's sad. So wolfmillionaire.com basically is going to show you, how to become a good affiliate if you don't have your own product, or if you have your own products in your own small business. Then again, the risk reward on Instagram is probably like 10,000,000 to none because you can grow your own business. It's pretty amazing if you think in terms of risk reward. There's no way to lose money on Instagram, and that's why I'm so excited about it. And go to wolfmillionaire.com. You'll see much more information. And watch yesterday's video. I explain what Wolf Millionaire is all about and the details and the different ways to learn. So I'll link that in the bottom of this video too. Number three, be careful in this market. Don't blindly believe there'll be a Santa Claus rally. A lot of people are like, oh, there's definitely going to be a Santa Claus rally. December is so strong, and yet we're getting crushed. We are 7 years deep in this bull market. Nothing is guaranteed. Be very, very, very careful. Even in January, I'm sure if January is bad, then the press will start saying, oh my God, there's no January effect this year. The market is doomed. Who knows what the market is going to do? A lot of people are asking, what should I do? Take it one trade at a time and just be careful. Number 4, there are several long-term opportunities in penny stocks. And I know people don't want to hear it, but let me just show you a chart real quickly. This is, I don't have my E-Trade Pro open. WKHSD. So this is a beautiful, beautiful cup and handle, and now it's at, $9 a share. It wasn't up 1,300% on Friday. They did a reverse split, and reverse splits tend to screw up all the percentages. But the chart is accurate, and they did a 1-for-10 reverse split. So even though this top here in September looks like $7 a share, it was really 70 cents a share. So the top here was 70 cents. I was buying this in the 50 cent a share range, 55, 58 cent a share range, because it broke this little high right here at 55. So I was buying the breakout, fully expecting it to retest 70 cents a share. Now, normally I like to wait for breakouts, but in long term, I understand. I didn't know that there was a reverse split coming up, but with long-term picks, I understand that these stocks can move quick. So I have a long-term newsletter for a lot of people who have full-time jobs and they don't check the market every single second or every single day. So I just wanted to buy the breakout at 56, 57, 58 with the goal of it, retesting 70 cents. And I wasn't sure if it was going to break 70 cents or double top. As it turned out, it was a huge breakout. I had already sold roughly 3/4 of my position thinking that it was topping, but I still have some left. And now, it's nearly 100% winner now that they did the reverse split, because this company works with UPS. This is not your typical penny stock promotion. This is a company that works with drones, and they got a deal with UPS. I made a video lesson on it, I guess a few months ago. I guess I was buying one of these or dip buying it. I don't remember. But when the UPS deal was announced, and I was like, wait a minute, UPS drone delivery from the truck, instead of just, the more ambitious plans of like Google and Amazon to, try and deliver it, have something ordered on Amazon and deliver it from the factory to you using a drone. That's ambitious. This company just wants to put drones on top of UPS trucks, so when the UPS driver is delivering to your house, a drone could take off and deliver to like 3 other houses next door, thus increasing UPS efficiency. So it's a very cool product. It's very speculative. I had a very small position. But the other day, they announced the reverse split, and more importantly, they announced this Section 333 exemption from the FAA to test the horsefly. So you need the FAA allowance to be able to test it, but now that they're testing it, it's a perfect chart breakout. So when people say there's no good penny stocks or they're all scams, that's bullshit. This is a great example, and it's up nearly 100% since my buy. My long-term newsletter subscribers are loving me. And if you go to, here, I'm going to give you the address. Timley/Timlong is the link to my long-term newsletter. And, again, it's a different newsletter because it's a different mindset. I don't want you to think, to get confused. And this is actually number 5 right here. Don't confuse the mindset of short-term trading with longer-term investments. So I bought this stock not because of, I didn't know there would be a reverse split. I didn't know they were going to get the FAA exemption. I bought it because of a chart breakout and because I thought that the product had potential and it could retest the highs. So even if it topped out at 70 cents, I would still have a solid profit from my buys in the 50 cents. But the cool thing is that it was all planned. So when you go into any trade, have a plan and don't deviate. I know a lot of people who go in for a short-term trade and they lose, and then they're like, oh, I'll just hold on to it. Maybe it'll come back. Don't let a short-term trade turn into a long-term investment. If you want a long-term investment, you better have that plan from the get-go. Number 6, don't be convinced that a stock has to break out or break down. You can be wrong on any stock. Confidence or too much confidence kills. Have enough confidence so that you can study and invest in yourself and be the next Conor McGregor. But don't get overconfident in the stock market. Okay, get overconfident in your own abilities. Be like, I can do anything I put my mind to. That's good to have that kind of confidence. But don't have the confidence, by saying, when I'm buying it here in the 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, I actually had a lot of executions. It was tough to get a lot of executions. But I was not confident that it was going to break out here, even though it did. And, my subscribers or my long-term newsletter subscribers and I are reaping the rewards. But I was not confident that it had to break out. I just wanted to give it a chance. Same thing with TXMD, which was my number one stock to trade this week. It has a long-term breakout over like the 880s and 9s over here. So that's awesome. But I wasn't convinced that it could necessarily get to 10. I was buying it several times in here, dip buying it always, never chasing. And I never held through the mid 9s. I recognized that 940 resistance was here, and it held. And so I'm only dip buying this. I bought this, I think my first buy was like at 905, I want to say, or 910. And I think I sold it in the 920s for small gains. Then I bought it here at like 9-ish again and sold it for small gains. And then I had a nice buy on Friday at like 875, and I got to give props to E-Trade. Somehow they got me an extra few cents a share. That is the risk if you have a bad broker. Forget about saving commissions. Robinhood sucks you in and it makes you think, oh, look at our broker. There's no trading commissions. Well, there's also no after-hours trading, and there's no short selling, and your execution sucks. So you're losing, as a subscriber or I guess a customer of Robinhood. I don't even know what you would call it since there's no commissions. You're losing out because you're missing out on the bigger things. E-Trade got me an execution here on TXMD on the morning panic at 875. And, I put in my order. I was fully expecting to get 880. And I think I bought like 5,000 shares. So that one good execution, E-Trade saved me $250. So I don't mind paying them $5 or $10 if they save me on these executions. And it happens every time, not every time, but every few times. And then I was right, and it bounced back to the 9 range. I wasn't going to get greedy. I actually sold too soon around 895. It hit a high of 908, but it came down later. So I'm not aggressive, and I'm not convinced that any stock has to break out. I'll still be watching this because it's still a multi-month and multi-year breakout, but it doesn't have to break 9.4. It doesn't have to break it. Remember ERII, a lot of people made a lot of money and a lot of people lost a lot of money. Because if you remember, ERII was a very similar big breakout over this multi-year resistance here at 770. It did break out and go to 950 in one day. And then the breakout failed. And it's back down to the 6s because, frankly, this is just a big move for, an oil-related company. So don't ever, ever, ever think that, this is a multi-year breakout. It has to hold. Be agile, be nimble. That is what successful trading is all about. And number 7, let the market and price action guide how you trade. Be open to suggestions and clues and indicators. So many people email me, is the bull market going to end? Are the short sellers crazy? Like, I don't know. Okay, I judge, I come up with a hypothesis, I come up with an idea, I come up with a plan on every trade, and I have an idea that, the market is probably going to be weaker in 2016 just because we've had 7 good years, but I don't know. I let the market and I let the price action guide me how I trade. You'll notice on a lot of trades, I exit way too quickly. I take 10, 15 cent a share profits, not because that's my goal, but because I'm scared because I don't know what the future holds. And I know that doesn't sound fun. I know a lot of people are like, Tim, you've been trading for nearly 2 decades. You have these patterns. You're supposed to know this stuff. I know what I don't know. And what I don't know is where every stock and where the market is going to go. Having a philosophy major was one of the best decisions I ever had because I know that the smartest man is the man who knows that he knows nothing. And I know that sounds weird and confusing, especially for a lot of business people, because business people are taught in business schools all over the world, A plus B equals C, value buy. You can always guesstimate the value of a company if you add up all the assets and you minus the debts. Well, stock trading, and especially penny stock trading, is not an exact science. So you have to be open to seeing potential. WKHSD is my biggest long-term winner in a while. Okay, nearly 100%, and I can't even sell because they changed the ticker. So it's kind of cool that it's forcing me to have a little more patience on my small remaining shares. And I think a lot of subscribers have the same issue. And that's cool. But I was open to the fact, okay, it had a little multi-week breakout. It has this cool technology. They have the partner with UPS. Let's give it a chance. And I let the price action guide me. I sold some when it first bumped up against 70 cents and couldn't break out. And now it's a clean breakout. But I went in with a plan. I had an idea. I had my risk reward set. And, now it's working out perfectly. Same thing with Wolf Millionaire. I did not expect to teach Instagram. Come on. I'm down for new businesses, but usually finance related and stock market related. But Instagram has grown faster than all of my other social networks combined. And there's really no guides out there. I looked for guides. I was like, there has to be a guide out there. This is the fastest growing social network. There was nothing. There was like a book by this British lady who encouraged you to post, and no offense to her, but her main tip was post lovely photos. She literally uses the word lovely photos. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. The greatest unknown business opportunity with 1 million to none risk. And the best advice is to post lovely photos. So Wolf Millionaire goes into a little more detail between my Instagram mentor and I. Anthony Carbone, he has over 13 million followers. A lot of people don't believe it. They're like, you're a fake. What you guys don't understand is that we don't fake anything. The secret to my business success is full transparency. I tell you how much my teaching profits are. I show you how much my trading profits are. I'll show you exactly how much we're making from Instagram, and we'll show you exactly how Anthony has over 13 million followers and now how I have over 500,000 followers. And the opportunity is just so great. It really pisses me off when people ignore opportunity, and more importantly, they ignore education. You can have all the doubts in the world, but my intro guide on Wolf Millionaire is $50. Really? You really can't spare an extra $50 for this massive potential? Like, come on. If you don't even believe me, there's a free download on wolfmillionaire.com, a 20-page intro guide. So be open to new opportunities. Be confident in yourself that you can attack these new opportunities. I guarantee that I'm going to have several students who have many more Instagram followers than I do. I trade freaking penny stocks. I look like an asshole on social media. I'm not the most scalable guy in the world. A lot of you, no matter what your talent is or no matter what you're interested in, probably are sitting on a gold mine, and you just need a little push and you need a little guidance to really, take advantage of it. I have several students who I actually need to post about. One guy, he started selling those hoverboards. One guy has made like $1 million or 1.2 million on these custom t-shirts. So don't feel limited to just the stock market. I can show you the stock market trends and charts and stuff like that, and that's fine, but you can also use those lessons and apply them to life. Don't ever be confident enough that you think that your business has to succeed. Remember, most small businesses fail. Most traders lose money. So you have to beware of the actual industry stats. Don't get lured in by a talking baby on TV. As I think I said this, I don't know if it was a video lesson or a webinar. I give too much information out there these days, but I think it was a trading challenge webinar. And I'll close. I know we're running long here, but I said, if E-Trade really wanted to be honest in their commercials, they wouldn't have a talking baby. They wouldn't have Kevin Spacey. They would say, look, we are whores for commissions. We want you to trade as much as possible, and we know that 9 out of 10 of you are going to lose most, if not all of your money. But that doesn't matter, because 1 out of 10 of you are going to make it, and that is awesome. And we make money either way. Go sign up to E-Trade. That's what they should say, but they don't want to say it. Brokers aren't exactly friends with me are fans of mine because I tell people to have a plan, don't trade so much. There's all these chat rooms and newsletters out there that make commissions off, when their subscribers trade. And I don't want any part of that because I don't want you trading as much as you think you need to. Mark Crook, who's one of my most successful trading challenge students, he's coming up on $500,000 in profits. I bring him up because we looked at his trades. We found that 80% of his profits come from 6% of his trades. Just think about that. And I have a feeling that the same is true with a lot of you. A lot of you take trades that you shouldn't be in because you're not planning properly. You're just speculating. You want the action. Here I am in Vegas. I'm surrounded by action and degenerate gamblers. Don't be like them, okay? I know it's exciting to win. I know you want to build your account, but you really need to invest more time in your studying. Invest more time in your research. These deals, these holiday deals, take advantage of them. If you want to put in a lot of time and get excited about your own potential and your own studying. I love that guy. I don't remember his name. Started with a C. Was it Chad or Charlie? Earlier from this video. And he said, it's the weekend. I'm not going to take a day off. I'm going to keep studying. And that's how you have to be. You can never, ever study too much, especially from traders who have made it. Tim Grittani, this DVD is amazing. 16 hours. This will change your life. My How to Make Millions is 35 hours. And it's a full, comprehensive view of the stock market. And all these other DVDs are fantastic too. All these newsletters are fantastic. There's so many video lessons. There's so much treasure and value in all of these. And all you have to do is have the right mindset and then put in a shitload of time and effort. And then you can really, change your life. You can be the 1 out of 10 people who makes it. Guess what? The 1 out of 10 trader who makes it has probably put in more time in studying than you have in your entire life. It's not a coincidence. There is a linear relationship between studying video lessons and between, success. And you trading challenge students, I got to bring it up. I hate to say it, but, we have these challenge webinars that I give and Michael Good gives and Mark Crook gives and Tim Grittani gives, and you're just not watching it. We posted this one. It's archived. 36 people have watched this. And this was obviously, just a few hours ago. But 36 people, that's, I don't even know what percent that is of my trading challenge students. We don't have that many trading challenge students, but we have more than 36 people. If I was a student and I was just starting and I saw these webinars or video lessons, I would watch them every single day. I would rearrange my schedule to put in more time into studying. And I know this isn't, a fun topic. You want to come to Vegas, you want to just bet, and that's the way you make money. But I need to change your mindset. I need to de-brainwash you and help you understand that the more time you invest in your own mindset and your own knowledge gathering, just like Conor McGregor invests so much time in the gym and training. He is in training. Okay? This little fight right here, this was seconds before he knocked him out in 13 seconds. This was months of training and years of training before that for those 13 seconds. So it might not seem like that, and people forget that. You might have a trade very similar that works in 13 seconds, but it's not luck. It's skill, and it's based on a ton of training. These people, my students, like, who do I have left? I closed tabs. Darren, turned $300 into $400 in like less than an hour. That's not random. This is a pattern that so many other students took advantage of. This is a pattern that so many of my DVDs and Tim Grittani's DVDs talk about. So you just need to be prepared and study ahead of time so that you can really be ready in real time. A lot of people are scared to trade. A lot of people aren't prepared at all to trade. And it's because you haven't invested enough time in your studying. So you're not confident enough in these patterns. You're not looking for these patterns in advance like you should be. You're not forming your own plans. You're trying to rely on somebody else's trading alerts or somebody else's picks. Don't rely on anybody. I'm your training wheels. Tim Grittani is your training wheels. Tim Grittani has become a far better, student, and now he's becoming a better teacher than I am. He's amazing. But I was his training wheels. And that's what I want to do for you. So this 7-lesson Sunday ran a little over. Let me know if you like it. Leave a comment. I'm just trying to give you the whole mindset, everything that you need, not just stock charts. But for Monday, I am watching TXMD like a hawk. I will dip by it again and again, and because it is a multi-month breakout. But again, I'm not going to feel the need that it has to break out right now. The markets overall are getting crushed, and I'm sure that's hurt its ability. So far, it's still holding the breakouts roughly, but, just be careful. I would love to buy this, and I do think that it is going to break out, but I'm not 100% confident. This is not a long-term play for me. I'm just watching this like a hawk. So I'll see you guys in the chat room. Leave a comment again below if you like this 7-lesson Sunday. I'm losing my voice.